Okay, why I'm gonna be using YouTube? So if you guys can maybe go there, let's just fix this here. Hold on. Because I'm gonna be broadcasting some videos, and Instagram is kind of limit to do this. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm back here. And okay, so I'm gonna be bringing and broadcasting also on the next few lives next week. Hopefully next week. Actually, it's Carnival. We might escape next week. We see. But there is like a 3D graphics highlighting the muscles react, use more in a position. So let's start tonight talk about belly fly. I'm not gonna show much video today because first time I'm using both broadcasting live at the same time. So next one, I promise I'll be a little bit more skilled about this technology, and then I'll bring to you guys the 3D animations here. The 3D animations here. Is there yet? Please do it. It's Body Flight Exercise YouTube, right? And our website is bodyflightx.com. And if you haven't not downloaded yet our ebook, so please do it. We have a lot of good content, and especially some that what I'm gonna be talking tonight. Okay. Who else is here? Let's see. Sato. Sorry, I don't know your full name. Mary, maybe? No, I don't know. Who else is here? Rodolfo, Daniela. Legal. Legal, galera. Okay, so there's a lot of people here. Thiago, everyone, good night. Welcome. So let's talk about belly fly first. It is the first position we learn how to fly. It's the most basic one. What happens is we usually escape that position we learn how to fly. It's the most basic one. What happens is we usually escape that position as soon as we get close to category A, license A license. In Portuguese, you say cat A, cat A. So A license. So as soon as A license, and if we like to free fly, sometimes we kind of forget about just go belly fly before open the parachute. But we still have a lot of things that the skills we use in the belly, we apply into free fly. If you have ever, let me put this in a better way. If you never done a big wave formation in your belly first, and then you go to sit your head down, will be way more difficult. So in the belly fly, the speeds are slower, so it's easier for you to learn how to navigate yourself in the sky to do a large formation. And then after you got that skills of orientate yourself in the sky, so then you can go in a faster position, seat or head down flying, and then be part of large formation. So that's one thing to concern about safety, to spend a little bit more time in the belly. But tonight we focus here actually in what can we do with our bodies in the ground before we go up to jump or fly in the winter. So first thing, let's talk about mobility. Mobility, stretching, okay, and flexibility. I've seen a lot of guys, they don't have, especially guys and old guys, like me, almost 50. So we don't have too much flexibility in the hips. I mean, I don't used to have, but then after yoga, I gained flexibility again and mobility. So yoga, for example, is a good thing to do in case you want to gain mobility overall for all the body fly positions. But belly fly, especially the first sequence in yoga that we call the Suryas, right? Like this sun salutation A, which is this most simple sequence of exercise ever created and been created for 7,000 years, right? So where we do a sequence of six movements with synchronization with the breath. So as you breathe in and out, you move through all those sequence of six asanas we call, and we do move a lot our spine and hips, which helps a lot to fly better, to get for belly flying. But we're not talking tonight just about mobility. Mobility is one thing; it helps a lot. But even if you don't have a good stretching and mobility, you can still fly in your belly, you can still fly good, but you need to have two things. One, it is motor coordination, right? So if you cannot like move your arms and legs at the same time or think about something and move at the same time, if you don't have much motor coordination, you're not gonna fly so good. So you can do some exercise specifically for motor coordination. And second, it is how can you have like not but motor coordination has to do with your body awareness. So that's something that we can go deep into also. But also, like if you don't do any sport and if you don't have what we call a good isometric contraction, so now we're getting more into a conditioning exercise, right? A physical conditioning. So if you can engage, we call core muscles, which are the muscles that stabilize our body straight or whatever position, but stabilize the main part of the body. So then you can walk, move, pull, push, you do whatever you want to do with your arms and legs, but you have like a nice and straight body. We used to call in our ebook, if you have not downloaded yet our body flight exercise ebook, please do it. We have a lot of sequence of exercise there. And there is a part where we call aeroanatomy. You're just playing with the words with the anatomy and aerodynamics. Okay, and we call the core muscles as the main part of the airplane. In Portuguese, it's fuselagem. I don't know exactly how we call it in English, but the body, the main part of the airplane, right? Not the wings, not the propeller. So just the we call fuselagem. Completely forgot the name in English. But the main part, the structure part of a airplane. Okay, so that's our core, and we need to work our core because as soon as I try to do my turn, what happens is, let's show this here. So when I do my turn, I don't do it on the same X. I do my turn sliding out. And you can see that easily if you do the wind tunnel. But if you do in the sky, what can happen is to stop a turn that is spinning out of your X is way hard than to stop a turn that you right over your X. Okay? I mean, you can get out of the spin spire if you kind of track a little bit so you get completed out, so that make easier to stop turn. But the key here is how can I engage my core muscles in a way that I twist my body. So let's say from my middle of my body, from around the center mass of my body, I twist in one direction and the lower part of the body to another direction, almost like a helix, right? Like a propeller, okay? So that way I can do a nice and controlled turn using legs and arms. Some instructors, they say, oh, we should not teach students how to do leg turns, okay? I completely agree. We need to keep simple and not give too much information. Shirlane, you just asked me to share a live here. Hello. So we can do, I just call you soon, but sometimes we press by mistake. So just make sure you do want to be talking here. I'll call you in a minute. Just let me finish this part here. So we talk about motor coordination and conditioning, physical conditioning. Okay, and physical conditioning, uh, both we have a lot of the ebook, like I mentioned before. I'm going to give you two examples of exercise for one for each. Okay, um, so olha, beleza? Cadê o desenho do meu macacão novo? Eu tô esperando. Okay, so For motor coordination. There's a video, I'm gonna publish that on our YouTube channel. If you don't follow us there, please do it, you'll see it. But I can show you here a little, but we have a better video production of it. Boa notícia, olha. So imagine you looking, and if you guys here on Instagram, and if perhaps you have a computer next to you, the link for YouTube, it's right there. Fuselage, body of the plane. Thank you, Rogério. Beleza. So let me step it back a little bit here just to show you guys. So if you're a coach or AFF instructor, so you can learn this to teach your students. If you're AFF student, start learning so you can practice that as well. If you're a free flyer but you want to improve belly fly skills, hold on a little. I'll bring something nice to you. But right now, some more basic stuff for who wants to learn more motor coordination. Okay, and body awareness. Okay, so imagine like you look in the mirror. Okay, so you're gonna have your arms at 90 degrees. Some people you say put your arms at 90 degrees, they just go like this and they know they are 90 degrees. But some they have arms here or there and they think it's completely straight in alignment. So the best way to gain that body awareness is to look yourself in the mirror, put in a position, okay? Looks so simple, yes, but hold on. So then you look that, okay, I can see, I feel, and I can see myself. And then I close my eyes. After I close my eyes, I release my arms, and with my eyes closed, I bring back to the same position that I think it was, and then I open my eyes again to check if it was. And sometimes it's a little lower, sometimes a little higher, so you do a minor adjustments, and that records in your brain that when you have your eyes closed, not seeing, like, right, you thought it was here, but it was lower. So next time you go a little higher. And so you do again and do again until you open your eyes and you see, okay, my arms or my legs or every part of my body is exactly the way I think it was before I opened my eyes, looking myself in the mirror. Okay? Yeah, that's right. Shilling, yeah? And am I saying your name right? Muscle memory. Last week, we spoke a lot about muscle memory. In our ebook, we talk also about muscle memory. And muscle memory is a short way to describe a whole process of this. To make the story short here, but we can dig more into like we did in the last video, but and also in our body flight exercise online program, we do deep into this subject a lot. But muscle memory has to do not just because we say this, right? So, but also has to do a lot with our mechanisms of perception, of your body awareness, right? And then when I feel the contraction of my muscles, there is a terminal nerve that called baroreceptor. And baroreceptor, it measures the pressure. So when they contract, is measuring the internal pressure of my muscles. And when I feel the wind hitting my body, I'm feeling the outside pressure, right, hitting those baroreceptors that send the message to the contraction. I'm going to put it back in order to control my body to fly in the desired position I would like to go. Okay, Luis Fernando. So Shirley, you earlier on you asked to be talking here. You'd like to do? Let me see if you want to talk a little bit more. You're welcome to talk a little bit here about muscle memory, about your skills level. Okay, next time. No worries. I thought you pressed by mistake before, right? Okay, cool. Okay, let's talk more about other type of things we can do. We talk about a little bit about muscle memory for arms movements and positions. No worries, Shilane. So let's talk about legs now. The ebook has this what I'm going to describe here in pictures, so it'll be easier for you to visualize there if you have not downloaded yet. So please do it. And also, I think, yeah, we don't have this video. We have pictures in the ebook, but the video is just on the online course, not on the YouTube. Well, maybe we do something similar. But what you can do, you can take something that has like a cush, right? Like a pillow or a mattress, something that has like this variable pushing, pulling, pushing, right? So you're gonna put this next to one in each arm, each hand, below each elbow, would be better, okay? You're gonna arch in the belly fly position over the mat or floor or whatever, and have your legs over the couch, mattress, pillows, whatever has this little cushion, right? And you're gonna press. You don't want to be complete straight, right? Because you want to still have like the banana shape and have the mattress or whatever here and here, so you feel a little pressure. So to simulate the wind, right? So if I really press it down, I can be completely straight, but if I relax a little bit more, I can feel pushing higher and pushing above my hips level, right? So that's other good way to gain motor coordination and also action we call isometric contraction when you contract and hold without movement. And we know in a skydive is short, a minute, maybe 45 seconds, right? And I see a lot of people, especially in the winter, they go up, they do a nice shape, the legs are cool, and then they start to relax the legs and bring the heels right close to the butt. So before opening the parachute, sometimes they even slide backwards. So it's very important to keep the legs pressing the wind. Okay. Other thing that you can do that's really nice. So when you have your legs, right, it is good to have kind of about, let's say, a between 1 and 2 foot high, like 30, 50 centimeters high. So your legs are gonna be like this, right? Over the mattress or whatever. And then by keeping the feet spotting over the mattress or whatever you use, you bring your knee to touch the floor. Just the knee, okay? So you are arching, both knees are outside of the floor, and both feet are spotting over that mattress. Let's say a mattress. And then you do one knee and then the other knee, but keeping your feet pressing the mattress or the pillow. Okay, that's really good exercise to learn leg turn. Okay, no, some free flyers, they go all the way to head down, and then when they start learning out face carving, especially in the wind tunnel, they have no clue how to move their knees to do a turn or a side slide in their belly. I mean, they're not flying their belly, they're flying the head down, but are do a turn or a side slide in their belly. I mean, they're not flying their belly, they're flying the head down. But artists, so if I bring my right knee, I'm gonna turn to that side, the other opposite side, and the same thing kind of happened there. Okay, but even the wind directions are different, but the movements are very similar. Okay, Rafael, Christian, like a deep tracking angle flying, where we arms behind this, can practice to improve our skill to achieve peak performance in flight. Big bang line, we actually what said just before how it can stretch to gain mobility. That's what we first thought. Fine to do like kind of the banana shape we call in English to do the arch, all body awareness. We controlling the breathing, we synchronizing the inhale, let out in a compressed movement. So that gain also body awareness. Um, okay, there's one guy here, Shirley. There's one guy here, Shirlene. He's asking Portuguese. Lineu Moreira. I'm gonna say in English very slow, so I hope you understand. So you have a malfunctioning with 10 jumps, and he is asking if you should stop or continue. Okay, of the course with this desire of flying. Myself, when I was a kid, I I used to dream that I was flying, swimming in the air. I always have this dream of flying. So I knew since I was a kid, I was doing something that I was really found myself. So then after the first free fall, I couldn't stop it. So it's like 29 years and 18,000, right, with my own body in the skydiving free fall. So then after the first free fall, I couldn't stop anymore. Okay, so it's like 29 years and 18,000 jumps, 6,000 hours of flying, and then a slow pace now. It got a little old, but still doing it for a lot of passion. So, Lineu Moreira would say, functional line, there's a lot of things, a lot of trainings you can do, like self-hypnosis, yoga, for example, and meditation helps a lot. Get with a good coach in skydiving to help you out to get back in the sky as well. Natalia, Solinil. It's hard for me to say no. Deep inside yourself is something that when we start, fear is here, the pleasure is right here. As you learn, you start to have pleasure and fear. Pleasure and fear is kind of get dangerous here because it's too much pleasure. No fear start to get dangerous because you start not taking care of safety stuff. And it happens with me before, right? So it's good to get a good balance. Function definitely level 5, but it drove to pay more attention in the sport. Cool, Rogério. Really good answer right there. Violin double of the jumps he had, and he's still doing it. So you definitely should uh, continue. And then after I went back there, same and stop in my life related to um, being fearless. Okay, malfunction. Actually, what exactly you asking? Uh, Sorry, cool. Thank you. Maybe some others. And I did something simple just before. So that happens. And I was with a paragliding in my back. I got all the way back flying. So for me, it was really good, like all the time. I think which I always there for that episode. Put it, but we just put it there, and so you get wind to hold right the upper body higher, so your arms move nice and easy below. And some people are like, oh, they fight with their arms to be lower because they arching, so the body is heavy into the wind. But if you contract and hold engaged, you're not just gonna have six pack and a nice cut abs, and also you're gonna fly better. Okay, so that's the tip for today. Advanced back flying. So it's not just the basic back flying, but when we do the back flying with our heads down, we use that for carving in the wind tunnel. Okay, so I'm gonna bring a lot of tips and some exercise you can do to improve skills for that type of flying. Okay, cool, cool. Shooting. So then next week, or maybe the one before, our next live, we're gonna do about, and there is some backline videos in the YouTube channel also, similar what we just described here for belly flying, but for in the back flying, the basic back flying. So you can train there, and it's very helpful. Okay, and so guys, ebook, the link is there. Spread out by sharing